welcome back to my channel, and before we get started with today's video, remember to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and without further ado, let's get on with the video. Today's video is going to be my May reading wrap-up, and I'm going to try and make this quick because I'm already sweating like crazy. It is so hot, and I read 28 books in the month of May, so we've got a lot to get through, so let's just get started. First, we have You'll Never Know by Caleb Stevens. I gave this 3 stars. I did not really enjoy this. It was okay. It was a book. It existed, but I wasn't a huge fan. This is a thriller following a few different perspectives, and it's very intense, but I also at the same time just didn't care about these characters, so it wasn't as intense for me as I feel like it would have been if I had been invested in these characters. And next I read Teaching His Baby Girl. I give this 4 stars. I actually really liked this. This was spicy, romantic suspense, and it follows these 2 people who meet and they at a sex club and they have an instant connection, and then they end up working together at a school. She is the new teacher in the school and he is the principal, and it is their romance. There is suspense, and check trigger warnings. Next, I read an arc of Bake It With Love by Luna Day. I gave this 2.5 stars. I was not a fan. This is a contemporary rom-com-y romance, and it is about this baking show. These 2 people have been friends for a while, and they go on this baking show where they have to pretend to be a couple, and then they realize their real feelings for each other. I was not a fan of this. I read this in a reading vlog, so if you want to know my full thoughts, you can go check out my ARC reading vlog. And next, I read A Cosmic Kind of Love by Samantha Young. Gave this 4 stars. I really enjoyed this. This is about this event planner and this astronaut, and she ends up watching videos from him that were not meant for her, but she gets attached to him, and he seems like a really nice guy and just really friendly and down to earth. So she sends him a video, and then he makes his assistant make it look like it bounced, the email or whatever she sent it to was not active. So she ends up just deciding to send all of these videos that she films, like a video diary of her life, to him because she thinks that this account is deactivated and no one is seeing these, but really he's seeing them, and then they meet in person, and it's just a really sweet, fun time. And next, I read Breathless by Kat Wynn. I gave this 4.5 stars. This is a fish monster romance. It's very quick, very fast-paced. I really enjoyed it. It is this romance about this person. She is on this forum on the internet where she ends up meeting this guy, and then she ends up discovering he is actually a fish person. He is a fish monster, and she loves him anyways, and he wasn't always a fish monster. So it is just a very fun, fast-paced, kind of goofy time, but also kind of serious, because there are people after him and wanting to know about being a fish monster. Next, I read my first manga of the month, and my first manga in general, Shortcake Cake Volume 1. Gave this 2 stars. This was not for me, and all of the manga I read was not for me. I'm not a fan of manga, I've realized, but one of these I did give a pretty good rating, but I think that was just because I didn't hate it and I felt like, oh my god, I love manga. No, I don't. It's just not for me. And I'm kind of sad about that, but it is what it is. It's just not my thing. Next, I read In the Name of the Mermaid Princess. This is the one I gave 3.5 stars. And this was volume 1. And I don't know why I explained why I gave it this high, but it is not a 3.5 star read. It is probably more of maybe a 3, but probably more of a 2.5. Next, I read Not My Husband by Katherine Grant. This is a thriller, and this one is about this woman. She marries this guy, and they are on their honeymoon, but she wakes up in their hotel at this resort, their room, and she is not in bed with her husband. It is some other guy in their bed, and he is claiming to be her husband. He's gaslighting her. Nobody believes her that it's not him, and there is solid proof even that it's not him, but no one cares. And I really enjoyed this. I was really, really interested, and the twists I did not see coming. I just really had no idea why this guy was pretending to be her husband, or if this guy was pretending to be her husband. I didn't know who to believe. I didn't know what to believe. Is she crazy? I don't know. But next I read Goodbye My Rose Garden Volume 1, 2.5 stars. This was very depressing. Next I read The Wrong Catch by Sierra Jane. I loved this, 5 stars. This is book 3 in the Wrong Player series. This is Maddie and Ophelia's story, and I loved it so much. College, football, romance. It is secret society, stalkers. They are both stalkers in this one. They are both very obsessive and possessive. And this is a dark romance series, if I didn't say that already. And I just had a great time with this. It was so good. I'm obsessed with this series, and I highly recommend if you like dark romance, go read this series. It is fantastic. Next, I read Called the Name of the Night Volume 1, 2 stars. This one, I was so confused. I had no idea what was going on. Next, I read The Confessions by Paul Bradley Carr. Gave this 3.5 stars. This is about this AI that is used worldwide. Everyone uses it for everything in their day-to-day life. And then one day it shuts down, but it does send out like physical mailed letters to people exposing secrets. And then it follows the person who is in charge of the AI and like in charge of that company. She has to try and figure out what happened and how to stop it. Next, I read The King's Beast, Volume 1, 2 stars. This one was not for me. Next, I read Nests and Nuptials by Polly Maple. I gave this 5 stars. This is book 2 in the Scent Valley University series. This is Omegaverse, and I had a really good time with this one. I didn't enjoy it as much as book 1, but it was still 5 stars. And this follows Katie, and she is like determined to not have a pack. She has never wanted a pack, but then she finds her perfect pack, and it's just very sweet romance, and I really enjoyed it. Next, we have The Wildcraft Drones, which I read as an ARC, and this one I gave 1 star. I did not like this at all. This is a sci-fi collection of short stories that really don't have anything to do with each other except that they follow some sort of technology and AI. Did not care for any of these stories. The first one I thought was okay. It was mildly interesting. And then after that, did not care. So sadly, not for me. Next, I read The Path to Loving Him by Megan Quinn. Gave this 4.5 stars. I loved this. This is Single Guardian. And it is enemies to lovers. It's just a really fun time. Next, I read Haid by Anastasia White. Gave this 5 stars. Loved this. This is it is sister's best friend and best friend's sister. Yes. And he is a rock star, and she is a dance teacher, and it is surprise accidental pregnancy, and I really enjoyed it. Next, I read Taming Seven by Chloe Walsh, book 5 in the Boys of Tommen series. I am obsessed with this series. I love all these books. I gave this 5 stars. This follows Claire and Gibbsy, who are best friends, and it is just so emotional, full of trauma, full of feelings, and will make you emotional. It was just so good, and I highly recommend this series. You do have to read them in order, but they are all fantastic. I still need to read Releasing 10, but it's one of my favorite series ever. Next, I read an arc of The Player's Promise by Tierney Page. This I gave 4.5 stars. This was the 3rd and final book in the London Hearts series, and I really enjoyed this. This was Single Dad. It was his son's teacher is the FMC. It was One Night Stand. It was Forbidden. Just a really fun time, and I really enjoyed it. A great way to wrap up the series, and I really enjoyed the series, and I highly recommend. This was my favorite in the series. Next, I read an arc of Playing with a Scandal by Erica Wilde. This one I gave 4.5 stars as well. This is a romantic suspense. It is bodyguard, forced proximity, and this follows these 2 characters who met at a sex club. They had a very strong connection, and then she ends up being the one that ruins his career. And now it is years later, and he is tasked to be her bodyguard. And they still have that chemistry, those feelings, the tension there. Next, I can't even read my own writing. The Risk by S.T. Abby. And I gave this 5 stars. This is book 1 in the Mindfuck series. This is a dark romance. Also has a very strong suspense element. And this is serial killer FMC, FBI agent MMC. It is dark. It's got murder and revenge. Definitely check trigger warnings because it is has a lot of triggering topics, but I really enjoyed it. And next is The Voice Upstairs by Laura E. Weymouth. I gave this 2 stars, was not a fan. It is a YA historical book with a paranormal aspect. Our main character, she can see people's spirits before they, like she can tell that people are going to die before they die, except I have a reading vlog where I read this. It's TBR Takedown, but I think this will be up first. But she can tell when people are going to die before they die, except when it has to do with the plot. Then she can't. There were issues with this book. I was not a fan. It was very slow paced. Then it picked up a little. Then it was very slow paced. And there are plot holes. The way it wrapped up was not satisfying at all. And I felt like, yeah, I just did not like it. Go watch the video when it comes out if you want to know more. Next, I read An Arc of the Greek Island by A.J. McDine. I love this one. I gave it 4.5 stars. This is a thriller. It is rich people drama, and it is about this woman and all of these couples. It has a few different perspectives. They go on this vacation to Greece, and then it's just very drama filled. And our one main character, she does not feel like she fits in because she's not from a rich background. And then there's also stuff to do with her husband and his ex-girlfriend. And it's just very drama filled. And there is a murder. And I really enjoyed this one. I really think it was a fun summery read. It gave all the summery vibes, the vacation setting, and on the water. It was just very atmospheric. Next, I read Juniper Hill by Devney Perry, book 2 in the Eden series. This is a romantic suspense. Gave this 5 stars. It is single mom. It is small town. He is her temporary landlord when she moves to town, and she works at the hotel that he also works at. And he is very grumpy, but he falls, well, not immediately, but he falls for her and her baby, and it's just very sweet, very emotional. There is a suspense element. There is stuff going on, and it is also our FMC is very vulnerable and emotional with all the stuff to be going on with being a new mother and not having any family or anyone to support her, and feeling like she's failing her baby and that her baby will be better off with someone else, and it's just very emotional. Next, I read Play the Game by Tilly Ridge and C.S. Silverne, I think, are the names of the authors, and I gave this 3.5 stars. This was a fun, smutty good time, and that's really all it was. It was cosplay. It was a little dark. There was like different kinks going on, and I had a fun time. It's not really, would I recommend it? Probably not, but I enjoyed it. But just know if you do read it, it's just pure smut. It is polyamory. It is just one big orgy, and I enjoyed it, but it's not for everyone, and there's definitely no plot. Next, I read Sidetracked by S.T. Abby, book 2 in the Mindfuck series. Gave this 5 stars. Loved it. It is a continuation of book 1. Then I read While She Sleeps by Danny Renee. Did not like this. Gave this 2 stars. This is a Sleeping Beauty retelling. It is dark romance. It is captive, kidnapping, stalking, and I wanted to love this. It has a lot of buzzwords for me, but it was just not well done in my opinion. I did not like the MMC at all. And if you want to know more about that, stay tuned for my TBR Takedown episode 6 video. And the last book I read in the month of May was Scarlet Angel by S.T. Abby. Book 3 in the Mindfuck series. Gave this 4.5 stars. Really enjoyed it. It was kind of a bit of a slower book and didn't have as much going on in my opinion, especially with the romance, as the first 2 books, but I still loved it. And that is going to be it for my May reading wrap-up. Those are the 28 books I read in the month of May. This was probably a month I should have done a mid-month wrap-up, but oh well, I did not. This is probably going to take me eons and eons and eons to edit, but if you made it this far, please let me know if you've read any of these, what your thoughts were, or if any of these are on your TBR. And if you don't feel like commenting any of that, you can leave How about the soccer ball emoji? And before you guys go, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'll see y'all next time. Bye, everyone.